Hi everyone, in this video we are diving into powers, also known as exponents. You will learn what they are, the essential rules, and how they are used in engineering and mathematics. So grab your calculators and notebook and let's power through. So what are powers or exponents? A power means repeated multiplication. For example, if we have 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, and we know the answer here is 16. And this multiplication expression can be expressed in the form as 2 raised to the power of 4, where in mathematics 2 is called the base and 4 is called the power or exponent. As you can see, 2 raised to the power of 4 tells you how many times a number is multiplied by itself. That is, 2 raised to the power of 4 is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. So the 2 is multiplied by itself 4 times. The rules of power or exponent that you must know that will help you simplify almost any power-based expressions are contained within this following set of rules, and we will be discussing each of these rules with examples in this video. So let's look at the first rule, the power unit rule. The power unit rule states that any number raised to the power 1 equals itself. For example, 7 raised to the power 1 is equal to 7. So when we have 33 raised to the power 1 is equal to 33. 670 raised to the power 1 is equal to 670. Because remember, any power raised to the power 1 equals itself. Now let's look at the next rule. The next rule is the multiplication rule. The multiplication rule requires powers or exponents to be added. That is, when multiplying two numbers with the same base, we add their exponents. For example, if we are asked to simplify 3 raised to the power of 2 multiplied by 3 raised to the power of 4. So, according to the multiplication rule, when adding two numbers with the same base, we add their exponent. So it will be 2 plus 4. And this is what? 3. 2 plus 4 is 6. So our answer will be 3 raised to the power of 6. So by using a scientific calculator, 3 raised to the power 6 is 3 raised to the power 6. Our answer is 729. We can check if our answer of 3 raised to the power 6 is actually 729 is correct. And this we can check by simplifying this expression further. This we can check by simplifying our given expression. So 3 raised to the power 2 is 3 multiply 3, we close the bracket, multiplied by 3 raised to the power 4 is 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, and we close the bracket. So 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. 9 multiplied by 3 is 27. 27 multiplied by 3 is 81. So 9 multiplied by 81, definitely it's 729, which is the same as 3 raised to the power 6. In another example, if we are asked to simplify 2 raised to the power 2 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 4 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 3. Remember, the multiplications will require power to be added. So when multiply 2 or 3 numbers with the same base, what do? We add their exponent. Hence, it will be 2 raised to the power 2 plus 4 plus 3, which is equals to 2 raised to the power 9. So our answer is 2 raised to the power 9. The next rule of power you must know that will help you simplify power-based expression is the division rule. The division rule requires power to be subtracted. That is, when dividing two numbers with the same base, we subtract their exponent. For example, if we asked 10 raised to the power 5 divided by 10 raised to the power 3. So according to the division rule, when dividing two numbers with the same base, we can see the same base is 10, we subtract their exponent. So in this case, it will be equal to 10 raised to the power 5 minus 3, so which is our answer is 10 raised to the power of 2. And 10 raised to the power 2, as we know, is equal to 100. So we can check if actually 10 raised to the power 5 divided by 10 raised to the power 3 is actually 10 raised to the power 2 or 100. This we can do by simplifying. We know that 10 raised to the power 5 is 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10, 10. That is 10 in 5 places. Divide by what? 10 raised to the power 3, which is 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. So when you cancel out, we have 10 cancel 10, this cancel this 10, and this 10 cancel this 10. So we only have 10 multiplied by 10, which is 10 raised to the power 2, which gives us our 100. The next rule we'll be looking at is the power of power rule, or the multiplication of power rule. The rule states that when raising a power to another power, multiply the exponent. That is, we multiply the exponent when power is raised to another power. For example, if we're asked to simplify 2 raised to the power 3 raised, close the bracket, raised to the power of 4. So remember, the rule states that when a power is raised to another power, we multiply their exponent. In this case, we multiply their exponent. So it will be 2 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 4. And our answer is 2 raised to the power 12. And 2 raised to the power 12 will give us, that is 2 in 12. That is, when 2 is multiplied 12 times, it will be equal to 496. In another example, if we are asked to simplify 2 raised to the power 3 multiply another power, which is raised to the power 2, we are asked to simplify. The power of power rule states that we should multiply the exponent when a power is raised to another power. So it will be 2 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2, which is equals to 2 raised to the power 3 will give you 2 raised to the power 6. Is equal to as 2 multiplied by 2, 2, that is 4, 2, and the last 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is equals to 64. I want you to notice that in the law of power, or in the rules of exponent, 2 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2 is not the same as 2 raised to the power 3 raised to the power of 2. Is not the same, because 2 raised to the power 3 is, you see, this 3 is raised to the power 2. It means 3 multiplied by 3, which is 2 raised to the power 9. And 2 raised to the power 9 is 5, 1, 2. So 2 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 2 is not the same as 2 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 2. We close the bracket, are not the same. Please take note when in your mathematics questions. The next rule we'll be looking at is the negative exponent rule. The negative exponent rule states that a number raised to a negative power denotes the reciprocal. That is, a negative exponent move the base to the denominator. For example, if we're asked to simplify 3 raised to the power of minus 2, according to the negative exponent rule, a number raised to a negative number denotes the reciprocal, that is equal to 1 divided by 3 raised to the power 2. And this is equal to 1 divided by, so 3 multiplied by 3 give us 9. In another example, if we're asked to simplify 7 raised to the power of minus 2 is equal to, according to the negative exponent rule, it will be 1 divided by 7 raised to the power 2, which is equals to 1 over 49. Because remember, a negative power denotes the reciprocal. So our answer is 1 all over 49. And the final rule which you must know that will help you simplify exponent or power expression is the zero exponent rule. And this rule states that any number raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. That is, any number raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. So for example, if you have 3 raised to the power 0, our answer is 1. When you have 20 raised to the power 0, our answer is 1. You have 450 raised to the power 0, our answer, you can guess, is 1. So anything raised to the power of 0, our answer is always 1. And there you have it, a clean and simple breakdown of power. Now that you understand the basis, review these rules regularly. If you have a question on topic you would like me to cover next, drop a comment below. Please like this video, subscribe for more maths and engineering tutorials, and share it with your study group. See you in my next video.